So welcome everybody to this week's second session. We're excited that you came back. We have a lot more to share with you this week. We appreciate everybody looking at forum and following all the information. So again, we have a 90-minute session. If you have any questions, just please put those in the chat and we'll be answering those during the sessions. We need you all to keep yourself on mute as we're recording this for all those who were not able to attend. So we want to make sure that we have a clean recording. You're encouraged to network and share your LinkedIn and chat. We're grabbing all that information, so we appreciate that. And then if you have any questions outside of these sessions, we just really want you to leverage the forum at UiPath. We'll put that link in the chat as well. And we will be recording this session. So we will also put that main page that we've been highlighting in the chat again. In addition, at the end of this sentence, you'll receive an email with all the information on what you need to do. We sent one out after the first session. We'll send one out after this session so that you're clear that you go to the series page. We want you to go ahead and make sure that you register for the next session. It's important that you register because if you do not register, you will not receive the recordings. So it's really important that you do that in order to keep up with everything. So again, I am Diana Gray. I'm the Community Marketing Manager for the UiPath for America. We have Christina Vidu, who's the Global Manager for Marketing Community. We have Manjela, who will be talking a little bit later today. She's the founder for the Next Innings. And we also have Mukesh, who is helping us with this. He's from the Boundary List Group and is an MVP for America. And we have Aswathi Suresh. And Aswathi is the Program Manager for the Academic Alliance. So today's session will conclude this week for Wednesday, and then we'll begin again next week on session 2 or on session 3, and that'll start on Monday. So right now our recording is available. You'll find that on the main series page. This session is happening now, and we just need you to register for the next session. So I want to go through this one more time, just to make sure you know that concluding today, there's 2 courses that you guys need to take by the end of the week and post those. The link for that will be on the series page, and we'll put that in the email that is sent out to you. Also today, there will be a quiz, so pay close attention to what Anurag has to say as he goes through his topics. And the quiz will be a Menti quiz. We will be picking the top 3 winners who participate in that. So make sure you guys all do. We'll put that information in the chat when we get to that part. So we have Anurag, who's a speaker today, and Mukesh and Daniel, who will be helping. And with that, Anurag, I'll turn it over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Diana. I hope I am audible and visible properly, clearly.
You are.
Wonderful. Super. Hi, folks. Welcome back. I hope the session which we conducted day before was insightful, helpful to you. I was able to gauge a lot of information through the chat in which you talked about, your experience and also about the queries. And I find that majority of the people who are, being a part of this session are starting their career as a BA. And those of you who are already, seasoned professional who are moving to this side are also trying to understand how they can move from a BA to RPA BA profile, or those who are already RPA BA, how they can move to a bigger role, to a lead role or a program manager, project manager role. I talked about transitions in my last session. So I'll speak on those few doubts or few queries, while I start the session, because that will help you to, get a recap of what we discussed earlier and then we will dwell upon into the sessions, the topics for this session today. There was one question around difference between business analyst and RP business analyst. Correct. So a business analyst has one of the prominent responsibilities of a BA is to do requirement gathering, understanding the problem statement and mapping it with the solution present at his or her end. Requirement gathering, documenting, and mapping it with what you have to, as a part of solution. And an RPA business analyst understand the same problem statement with the mindset having automation there in the technical solution, that how this problem can be automated, how the entire problem can have the element of automation in it. So with that, you will have to understand the basics, how RPA work, how a bot function, how bot operates. And if you grow that mindset, while you understand the process, take a download from the SME, you will start analyzing and start asking the right set of questions, whether it will be able to, I mean, if this is RPA doable or not, if this is possible or not with automation. You will understand the limitations of RPA. You will understand, okay, it's not possible from RPA, it's possible from intelligent automation. It requires OCR. So when you grow that knowledge, when you grow that awareness and mindset, then you become an RPA business analyst. And then you do requirement gathering to build PDDs, as-is process maps, to-be process map, and you have bot in the ecosystem, okay, bot in the epicenter. So this is what a difference between a general BA and an RPA BA. The next question which I saw was being asked a lot by the community members was how the transition happens from a BA to a PM, or how BA wears multiple hats, and then how the BA is required to, pre-sales activities. So at the start of your career, you are not required to get into such thing where bot sizing and bot pricing are happening, correct? At the start, you are required to, act as a general BA, where you do requirement gathering from RPA mindset. And the solutioning, pre-sales, bot sizing, bot pricing part comes later when you become seasoned, when you gain experience, when you become senior BA, when you get an opportunity to support in the pre-sales activities, in proposals. And since you have all that clarity with you, you understand how a bot functions, how a to be is built, you can support in all such activities. So that's a +1 activity. That's how a BA wears multiple hats. The BA can become a consultant also. The BA can become a PM. How a BA can become a PM. While you define the timelines that in this much time the discovery will be done, and then you decide that in this time frame the development will happen. Actually, you are keeping an eye on the timelines. So somewhere you're acting like a manager. Somewhere you're acting like a leader who is keeping an eye on the key critical areas. A PM primarily focuses on 3 parts: cost, time, and quality. Okay. Similarly, when you are particular about the code quality, correct, the bot should not fail often. There shouldn't be much enhancement. So this is how you grow that mindset and skill set to act like a PM. Correct. This was the second question which I found in the chat box. And I hope that you understand how a BA can, wear multiple hats as required in that stage or as per the experience. But this transition is very much possible. For those of you who are starting their journey as a BA, I congratulate them again and wish them best of luck. I hope the learnings which you gained through the session 1 are intact, and today's session will be a top up on that. And I hope that you are able to gauge learnings for both the sessions. I'm sharing my screen, and then we'll get into the specifics of the topic. Is my screen visible? Can
Yes.
somebody please confirm?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just give a recap what we discussed in the day 1. In day 1, I talked about the UiPath implementation stages, how exactly an automation is worked out between multiple stages and what role a BA plays in all such stages, correct? A BA at the start will be involved in the discovery part, the documentation part. Then the BA will support the development team while the development team builds the code. Then in the testing, then UAT. So in all such phases, I inform that BA plays a very, very pivotal and instrumental role. So I will now jump on to the key areas where the BA actually, gets into the specifics, but the prime part which a BA plays in the SDLC lifecycle. This has a framework of SDLC. So here the project kick starts, the business case validation happen, the analysis happen, the designing happen. I'm hoping that with the prerequisites which you have read already, or the asks which you have taken care as a part of those modules on UiPath introduction and fundamentals, this is clear. But what I want to tell you from this diagram is that there are specific areas in which the role of a BA is more prominent, generally at the start of the automation implementation, because there you are discovering how a process looks like, what are the process steps, how are you documenting each and every nitty-gritty of the process, are you capturing the right set of exceptions? Because if you are able to catch hold of the right way, the accurate way in which a process is taken care, then you are safeguarding the overall automation and the plan and everything. Because it's a make it or break it thing. If you are capturing wrong information, if you are capturing something which is biased, which is having data which is not right, or something is unusual in the process, so if that thing happens, the development may go for a toss, and while you will do UAT, the customer will give you those scenarios to test, and you will say, no, I was not told this, I was unaware of this particular thing. So during the discovery part, the BA has to play a very, very prominent role. Later in the other stages, the BA has definitely a role, but there the development team may have an upper hand while executing that particular stage. In the solutioning designing stage, a technical architect will play a bigger role while building the 2B process map. In the UAT, you will support the SMEs, the development team, but the prime area of work for a BA revolves around these particular stages. While you are building the relationship with the SME, you are understanding the people, their mindset, their motivation, their interest in these initiatives, making friendships with these SMEs. So there you have to play a very prominent role. And BA, the role of a BA actually falls into multiple stages, but the way the new technology in discovery is coming, which I will talk about, which we call automated discovery. Discovery using task mining, process mining tool. The way this transition is happening, the BAs are learning these skills, because going forward, the way the traditional business analysis happens here may change. Correct? I will talk about those changes, the need, why those changes are required. But if you are a BA, then your prime role revolves around these stages. Prime role, I'm not saying the complete role, prime role revolves around these stages. But these stages are experiencing a shift in which the discovery is done. So today's session is more centered around the transition, the usage of new set of tools in the discovery phase. If you have gone through the trainings, the pre-reads, you must have seen that UiPath provides a one-stop shop for the entire end-to-end automation. End-to-end automation. And this role of a BA is actually there in all the stages, all the key modules or the key focus areas in an automation. Just starting with the planning, starting, then moving to the build, then moving to manage. So this entire life cycle in which an entire implementation happens, BA has a very prominent role. But let's understand these stages first. Then we will get into the specifics, what role a BA has to play in these particular focus areas. Planning, where you're exploring, you're discovering how the automation looks like, you are understanding the domain, you are understanding the right set of processes for automation, you are doing complexity analysis, you are doing feasibility analysis. There, role of a BA is definitely very, very prominent. During the build stage, so if you talk about this layer, there the key, I won't say tools, but key Studio is a particular canvas in which the automation is designed. It's a playground in which you build a code. So during the build stage, the developer is primarily responsible for the creation of that code, but BA plays a role supporting the BA, because the BA builds a PDD, which is utilized while building the code. Because developer may not be there in the early stages. Okay, the developer is dependent on a BA, that a BA will provide a PDD basis which the code will be developed. So during that stage, there would be a number of calls between BA and the developer, where the BA will be asked questions about the process flow. The BA has to act like a SME to the developers. For developer, maybe they don't have access to the SME with whom the BA was talking. So the BA has to get hold of the process really, really well, so that they can make the developer understand what the process is all about. So this is the prime role. During the manage stage, where the orchestration happens, orchestration is nothing but bot governance and management, scheduling of bots, that a bot has to run at this particular time, so the BA has to be in touch with the SMEs, with the process team, to understand at what time they want the bot to run, correct? If they want the bot to run when there are off hours, or the bot has to run early in the morning, those discussion the developer won't do with the SME. That discussion will happen via a BA to the SME. I hope the word SME is clear to you. SMEs are the process agents who work on that process which you are automating. So for developer, BA is the bridge between the development side and the process side. Robos during the run process, where you actually run those automations using robos. So there BA will be responsible to see if the run is successful, how the run is happening, how much time the bot is taking, is it actually validating the business case which we have created. For example, we said that the bot will be able to cut the AHT. AHT is average handling time, correct? If we say that the bot will be able to do the job in 5 minutes as compared to the manual way, which was taking 40 minutes, then all such checks have to happen while the bot is running. You will validate if the bot has actually run the right way, or the bot is taking the promised minutes, which we inform the business. So all such things the BA will be validating. Engaging, so apps is a way in which you build user interfaces and portals with which the humans and the robots can interact. So it can provide you a display box, it can provide you an area to put input, so that whatever the bot has generated as an output, you can showcase it, or you can present it where a user may put some input. So consider this as a screen where you can ask the users to enter some data, correct? If I talk about an example, the London Heathrow Airport is completely running on the apps. And there is a case study, beautiful case study. If you guys get some time, please read about it. So an Indian was the one who started this entire campaign initiative and made this entire, enterprise Excel free. They tried to move informations on the user interfaces so that it becomes easy for people to access the data and input the information over there. Then we're talking about insights. Insight is a way in which you present the outcomes in the form of dashboards, visualization, in the form of KPIs. You analyze which KPI, is actually relating to my business case, how much time the bot take, which process of mine is running, when is it running. So it will give you an area, a pane of glass where you can understand about the key KPIs, parameters, and attributes on which the business wants to focus. So this is very important. This is something which you must have seen while you were doing the course number 2 on the business automation fundamentals. And this business automation has a framework of 3 prime pillars. Okay. Pillar number 1 is discover. Okay. Pillar number 2 is automate. And pillar number 3 is, pillar number 2 is automate and pillar number 3 is operate. Correct. And this framework with these pillars has products from UiPath which cover the entire continuum in which the automation happens. The general SDLC works. We talked about this particular life cycle. We talked about this particular layer. So this framework actually covers all the key areas in which the automation has to run and the way the automation has to be working in an enterprise. Okay. I'll talk about each and every layer, but I want to tell you one thing which is coming out of my experience, which I have generally noticed, that as a BA, you are primarily, using more products from the discovery layer. This is what I have observed. Correct. BA has a role in all the layers, but the prime role, which I have observed, hovers mostly around the discovery layer. There are a number of products on the pillar number 2 and pillar number 3, which a BA generally uses. But this is my experience. I'm talking about the real life, real time experience. So discovery layer is the most prominent one. We'll get into the specifics of each and every product. We'll talk about these products because this is how the new way of discovery is happening. And as a BA, you must know about the new way of discovery, which we call automated discovery. So the earlier one, which I talked about in the session 1, was on the traditional way of business analysis. Okay, we will discuss, comparison of traditional discovery versus the automated discovery, and we'll understand how these two things differ and why was there a need of an automated discovery and need of working and using these tools, process mining, task mining, communication mining, and automation hub. We'll have a special section and we'll have a separate discussion on this particular thing. But I want to tell you that, this is one of the layers with which the automation discovery happens. And then we move to the automate stage where the development happens with Studio. The developers, primarily, developers work on Studio, the, CDP, the citizen-led development, or the BAs, they are recommended, or I should say, they're more close to working on Studio X because this has more drag and drop technology and more features of no code, no code. So if you are somebody who is keen to learn how automation is actually built, how a bot is built, and you have some technical background, or maybe you don't have, but Studio X is designed in such a manner that it is so easy for us to use that with just drag and drop, you can create a bot. I conducted a session in my last firm where I enabled, I think, 600 plus people on Studio X and Automation Hub, where we were trying to uh, enable the non-tech people to tech. So there was an initiative called Digital First, which was an enterprise-led initiative, and from CEO to the analyst, everybody was asked to learn automation, because automation is something which is going to touch everybody's life. Okay, in some shape, some manner, it will affect you, it will impact you. So to have proximity, to have knowledge with this particular technology, it was important. So, if you want to learn the technology development, Studio X could be the right set of tool to learn how bot development happens. Apps I already talked about, integration services. These days, integration don't happen, where it used to take months. These days, integrations happen, in a plug and play model. So if you have a model which you want to integrate with one of your applications, you will have APIs taking care of the integration. So these are some of the ways in which you automate. And so AI Center, on-prem robots, data services, document understanding, these are primarily, this is my opinion, these are primarily used by the developers, but a BA can also gauge his or her interest and gaze expertise into these tools. And these are very prominent tools. They are being used extensively. So as a BA, you might be asked to build a PDD which involves images. Now, for example, document understanding. Document understanding is centered around automating the unstructured and the semi-structured data. Now, what is unstructured and semi-structured? There are three set of documents, documents, correct? Structured, semi-structured, unstructured. Structured is where there is a specific format and layout. Semi-structured is some format is fixed and some is very varying. And unstructured could be like an image, correct? You have to extract the data from an image. An invoice came where the vendor just clicked a picture and sent you to process it, correct? And how would you deal that data? It's a limitation of RPA, correct? Then you will integrate, some technology or the component of UiPath, which is called document understanding, to manage all set of data. Now you can't say that my bot will only take care of the PDFs or the native PDFs. No. If you are going for automation and you're trying to scale it to a level, then you will have to take care of the entire set of data. Correct? There you will leverage, the new ways in which the extraction is done, and then you will complete the entire set of documents. AI Center, for example, AI Center will give you language models, image analysis models, machine learning models, correct? There, if you have a requirement of infusing the NLP capability in a particular bot, correct? There you will require the ML models, the ready-made models which you can plug and play in your system, correct? So AI Center give you capabilities of deploying machine learning models which are already there, which are already built by UiPath. So that you can leverage from AI Center, you can integrate, and then you can attach it with your RPA program. So such level of bouquet of services, I would say, is being offered by UiPath, and it's really good to have knowledge and hands-on experience on some of the things, some of the prime products which you are going to use prominently. The operate layer insights, I talked about the dashboards, the visualization layer with which you understand your KPIs, orchestrator, the bot governance framework, test suite with which you manage the testing. So these are the prime layers with which you have to you get the varied services from UiPath, which covers the entire layer, correct? But those of you who are starting their career as a BA, those of you who are new to this particular program, I would recommend, this is my recommendation, that you can start with one of the products and then start learning the other products. So as a BA, the way the profile of a BA is changing, there you are actually you're going to actually see the changes in which the regular discovery happens. Okay, now we'll talk about the difference between the traditional discovery and automated discovery. But before that, I want to recall about my last session where we discussed some of the challenges faced by RPA BA. Okay, since you are starting your journey, it's always good that you know each and every nuance about this particular role, what kind of challenges you may face, so that it will help you to react to that situation really, really well. Okay, this is a recap of what we discussed in the earlier session, but this is very, very important because around these particular challenges, your role will revolve, and you will be judged and examined on the way how you deal with these situations. Okay, process analysis issue. While you are analyzing, there could be a possibility that the SME has not shared the complete set of information. They were maybe in fear that automation will take away their job. So they thought that, why should I share the complete set of information? Or with maybe wrong. Okay, I'm just saying maybe wrong. So, and you build your PDD basis that particular data set, and while you did the analysis, and while you created a code, you found that this is not working the way it should. Or the process owner or the process leader came to you and said, no, this is not the way the process works. So there you will find such areas, such issues where the right set of information is not captured, and then you might have to rework, go back to the SME, ask for more time, and deal with escalation. So there could be some issues, such issues. So as a BA, you have to be very, very clear, what is getting added in the PDD. Is this accurate? Because if the data is accurate, then only as a BA, you will do your most prominent job well. And what is your most prominent job as a BA? To create PDD. To create PDD. Because that's how, the automation will go to the next stage. And that's how the developer who is waiting to start his work, his or her work, will get something to get started. Business case issue, I already talked about, if the value of that automation is not coming the way it should, it's not, aligning with the project goals or the overall numbers which we have mapped as a part of outcomes. For example, we said that we will reduce 50 FTE, we will reduce these many manual hours. If all those things are not happening, then a BA will be asked questions that, why did you pick this automation? Why did you choose this particular process? An issue during RPA development, the developer might ask you a number of questions where you have not got the right set of clarity on the process. So development may get stuck or may get delayed. I'll quickly, take these last points because we have already discussed this. The lack of help from business team, you set a time with business team and, you were waiting for them to come on the call, but they didn't turn up because they thought, no, automation is not my prime responsibility. My core work, which is to act like a O2C analyst, is my prime job. That's what I want to do first. Automation will happen later. Biases and lack of awareness. People will tell you, let the bot run this way, let the bot extract this way. They will have a number of expectations from the bot. They will think that bot is like a magical wand. You just, wave it and the bot will do some magic, So if they are unaware of the way how a bot functions, if they are unaware how automation works, they might, delay the overall process in which the discovery happens. Then pipeline creation. Pipeline creation is a very, very important point because as a BA, you're not working on just one particular process. You will have to scale it up to make it enterprise. Uh, I mean, spread across the enterprise from one department to the another department, from another department to the entire domain. So this is how you create pipeline creation. I worked on a particular uh, pipeline creation use case with a UK-based bank, where our role was to ensure that for the entire year, we are aware that on which month, on which date we are starting which process. Okay, and pipeline is generally created with a view of 3 years, 4 years. I've seen such pipelines where we'll have plan for the next 3 years, because that's how you map it. So as a BA, you will have to be really, really aware how exactly your automation is moving and where is the north star of this pipeline. And during the pipeline creation, you will have to keep an eye on the reusability component, that if you have already automated this particular process, how this automation is going to help in the other department or the other team members. Because if you built a automation where SAP was used 70% of the time, that was the core application of the process, is there something that the SAP work which you have done in the earlier automation can be utilized in a different automation? So you have to think from that manner and then build a pipeline, correct? Keeping an eye on the complexity of the process. And while you study a number of processes, you will have to present a report to the department, to the project leaders, that this is how I categorize the overall processes. Understand this point really, really well, because this will come to you for sure as a BA, where the project leader or the project owner or the business will ask you, which one do you think we shall start first? Which one do you think is a quick win? Which one do you think has a scope of improvement? Correct? Which one do you think has a scope of streamlining first? Which one do you think is a long-term improvement? So that quadrant mapping, okay, is meant to be done. That quadrant mapping is very helpful to build a pipeline. So these are some of the challenges which BA faces. But technology is moving very fast, correct? And especially after COVID-19, you must have seen that the travels are being cut. You're not traveling to do business analysis from Spain to Ohio. Nothing like that is being so actively happening, because the work, the way we work has changed. The work from home model has been there, and we are getting used to it. And businesses also understand that with work from home model, these are, we're gaining profits. People are getting used to it. They are getting adapted and adopted with this. So from the travel cost per se, from the infrastructure space per se, this model is going to grow, okay, and we'll have lesser interactions and meetings. So the meetings will happen in an online way, the way we are talking across the world, correct? So usually, if we talk about the traditional business analysis, we find that the best way is to have an offline conversation, take a download from the SME, and in my initial days of my career as a BA, I remember that time when we used to go with pen and pencil and pen and paper and sit with the SME next to his or her seat. Okay, sitting with that person and waiting when the person will get free. The person is busy in his or her laptop. They will tell you, okay, yeah, person number one is do this. So I'm just saying that every mode has a different way of conducting discovery, but going forward, the traditional way in which the offline conversations used to happen will not happen the way it used to happen earlier, correct? And especially after COVID-19, we are seeing that the work from home model is there, and that's why the discoveries are happening via some tools. A new set of technology, which we call the mining technology, has emerged. And it's not new. It's not new, to be honest. I mean, especially after COVID-19, it has got more impact, I would say, or more limelight, I would say, because after COVID-19, a lot of initiatives which were running in those companies, which were good to have initiatives, changed from must do initiatives. Okay. And when these must do initiatives got some, empowerment with these tools, okay, then this technology on process mining, task mining, they become really, really prominent. So as a BA, you will see that the new set of discoveries are being done using process mining and task mining tools. And also, in discovery, there are 4 prime products: process mining, task mining, communication mining, and automation hub. Okay. As a BA, I would recommend you that, you get the maximum knowledge about these particular products, because these are going to be game changer. You have to, move as per the, I won't say demand in the market, but definitely the way the world is operating. So, and these tools are getting a lot of traction. And the way we have planned our, the certification, we have focused very heavily on these tools because we want you to be ready for the future. And that's how the upcoming sessions, which you will witness, will also have special attention on these tools. I'll not be putting end-to-end focus on these tools today, because this session is not about process mining or task mining, because there are sessions primarily kept for such tools. But I will just sprinkle some insight, some knowledge, some awareness from my end, so that you understand how important is to be ready for the automated way of discoveries. Okay, we'll get into the specifics of individual process mining, task mining, and communication mining and automation hub, but from a very high level, so that you understand what is it all about and why it is important to know and have hands-on knowledge of these tools. Because I, as a BA, in my current organization, work heavily on these tools. So I mean, we have to change the way the world is changing, and we have to just learn these tools really, really well. Okay. The first tool which I'm going to talk about is the task mining tool. Okay. And task mining is something with which the discovery process relates the most. Not discovery process, the discovery mechanisms in which a BA operates. Because what you are doing as a BA, you are analyzing the key task or the key strokes in which a process is worked out. Okay. So if you are able to gauge how individual step in a process looks like, individual step, okay, the last possible, step, if you are able to gauge that, then you will be able to define a PDD. You will be able to make your developer understand what is happening. So with task mining, you can capture and analyze user interaction data with various application system and devices to understand how people perform their work. Ultimately, what do you want? You want to understand how people perform their work. What are they doing in this process? Correct? Now, with task mining technology, okay, you will have task capture, okay, where you task capture and so there are 2 sets of task mining: assisted task mining and unassisted task mining. In the assisted task mining, you are aware about the exceptions in the process, okay, that you can capture using a task capture. Okay, what it will do, the way you are working in a process, you will keep on working like that. You start the task capture, it will start recording what you are doing in a screen. Where did your mouse move? Okay, you opened a browser, you put the website name, the website opened, you put the input or the ID, you put the password, you hit the enter. All such keystrokes will get recorded. And then you will have the keystrokes document, KSD, in front of you. Correct? What if now you want to understand each and everything, the known and the unknown part of a process? Then what will you do? You're unaware, what will happen next. That depending on the kind of situation, depending on the kind of vendor, depending on the kind of words in the email, you will operate. Correct? Depending on the kind of exception, you will operate. So there you will do unassisted task mining, in which, in order to do a discovery, now understand this really, really well. This is very important. How do you do an unassisted task mining? You will identify some 2 to 7 users who are working on a process. Okay, for example, you're working on an order to cash process. Under order to cash, you're working in the collections process. Okay, so I hope you are aware that the order to cash, P2P, R2R, all these are towers in finance and accounting, and you're working on a process. Now you identified a few users who are working on the process, and now you enable a recording into their system. So there will be recorders, there will be sensors which will keep on recording how you are working on a process. Now the recordings may be done for a duration of 2 weeks to 4 weeks. It will keep on running in the system in the background, and you are working just like that. You don't even know. I mean, but you can go incognito also, but then you actually work in a way that you don't actually know if it's running in the background. It won't disturb you. It won't ping you. It won't, distract you. It will keep on running in the background. And once the 2 weeks of recording, for example, we ran it for 2 weeks. Once the recording is done, then the business analyst analyzes how the SME worked on this process. Then the BA will do some annotation, noise reduction, cluttering of some bad data set will be removed, and a number of things while you do analysis, so that you get the right set of data for analysis, and then you build a PDD. So from this tool, you are getting a PDD. Then this is what a developer wants. Correct? Developer is sitting, and then the moment the PDD comes, the job of a developer starts. Correct? So you are getting an automated PDD. That's the beauty of these tools. Okay. I will not compare it with the traditional business analysis right now, because that's what I will do towards the end of these slides. But I hope that now you are able to understand how these task mining, process mining tools are so helpful. Okay. If you understood the earlier slide about challenges of a BA, I'm sure you would be able to relate how it is helping and how PDDs are being created automatically. Okay, some of the ways in which business analysts can use UiPath task mining: process optimization. Okay, while the system gave you a PDD or system gave you a view about the process, you can very well tell, I think that the optimization can happen in this particular step. This step is not even required. Why they are doing it? Correct? So first of all, if you are doing something wrong and nobody is raising a question, or it is being done from last 10 years, nobody bat an eye. So it will happen. But when things will come on the surface, you will start questioning, okay, this is not the right way in which I should operate. Correct? Compliance, how should I give you an example of compliance? Okay, in my organization, for example, converting a PPT, converting a PDF to PPT is banned. Okay, it's not allowed. It should not be. But if somebody is, doing some tricks to, convert a PDF to PPT, the screen will be captured. Okay, I didn't tell you about, how the analysis is happening. So in the analysis, you will get screenshots, okay, of the individual steps, okay. Using computer vision technology, these screenshots are taken, and in the PDD, you will have those screenshots and then one word that this is being done in this step. So those screenshots will actually tell you how the process is being operated. So it's not just about words, it's also about pictures. So, I mean, for compliance, if you are doing something which is not right, which is not ethical, or something which you should not do, I mean, it will get recorded. Okay, people will have a fear, oh, whatever I'm doing in the wrong way, getting recorded. So somewhere you become compliant, because as human, when we see some sort of penalty, some sort of so there we become more cognizant about obeying rules, correct? So just an example, employee training. If we see if we analyze a particular process and we see that this particular process step has a lot of ambiguity, a lot of employees of mine are getting stuck. They are not knowing where they should maneuver or what should they do. So there, the project leader can come and tell them that this is how you should do. Okay. So this will help, in the enablement and upskilling program. So now the project leader knows that at this particular step, there is a different exception on which I need to train my people. So that people will become, more smoother while working on that particular step. I hope with this with these examples, you're able to understand how this technology is working. We're short on time, will not be putting too much focus on these particular tools, but I'm just going to talk about on the high level front so that you understand how these automated discovery mechanisms are growing and why they are needed. Coming to the next one, process mining. Process mining and task mining are quite similar in nature, but process mining primarily operates on the system level, whereas task mining operates on the human level, on the task level, correct? How the interactions are happening. In process mining, you use event logs, system logs, to understand how my ERP system is working with my CRM system, okay? It will help you with the process performance, okay? Will tell you whether the process is working in the right manner, or the integration between the systems are being done in the right manner, right? You will be able to understand how a process actually works. So this is event focused, this is log focused. This generally takes some more time as compared to the task mining tool. And the prime focus is not on understanding the interactions of a user, but it is focused on the integration of multiple systems. So there you use the data from these IT systems. Similarly, you can do discoveries, performance analysis, compliance monitoring. That if the application is being used the way it should. For example, if you have invested in a particular application in a company and people are not using it at all, you are every year purchasing license, renewing license with an assumption that people are using this, but you didn't have a clue that no, that was not being used at all. So you can very well save cost like this. Compliance monitoring, if any particular application is being, I won't use the word sabotage, but is compromised, and there are loopholes in that application, you are understanding that there is a different way in which this application is being used, some proxy, some sort of different route in which the process is happening, you will get to know on the compliance front. We'll move a bit faster. Automation Hub. Automation Hub. Okay. We talked about one particular problem or the issues which BA faces about the pipeline creation. Correct. Now, how Automation Hub can help you in building a pipeline. In an organization, there are people who are SMEs and who are working on processes, but they are generally involved when there is an initiative being run by the technology team and they are now being asked to support that. What if these SMEs and process folks are invited and involved to submit ideas? They will tell you that this is where I feel the automation should happen. They are working on those processes day in, day out. They understand the process really, really well. They might be working on that process from 10 years. You have just joined and as a BA and you might be just, trying to learn that process, but they are doing from ages. They can very well tell you, oh, this is where the automation should happen. And they would have been waiting that someday the CIO, CTO will, open his eyes and will think about automation. What if, they get a platform in which they can submit ideas that can actually become the real automation? So Automation Hub provides an opportunity for them to submit ideas. And once these ideas are submitted, they are validated with the business KPIs. They are prioritized. They are given a score that this particular idea coming from the P2P team on this particular process looks to be a great business case because it fulfills our automation guidelines, our automation objectives, and this is actually helping n number of people in our enterprise. So we will score this high and we will proceed with automation of this idea. What the SMEs on the process folks are getting from this? First of all, they are being involved. Okay, they won't think that automation is something which is only for the tech folks. We can also become a part of automation initiatives. Secondly, they are rewarded, they are recognized. In Automation Hub, you will find that in just below the idea, you will find that people can like it, people can, you will be shown a label that, used in 15 automations, or it is very highly, very popular, something like this. So that, an SME will feel that my idea which I submitted is being replicated. They will be recognized, they will be rewarded. So that will give them a, thrust, a push to participate in such automation activities. An Automation Hub is a great tool for citizen-led development, for people who are non-tech coming to the tech part. So Automation Hub, I have personally used and I just love this tool. And I find that, with Automation Hub, I get a view where I can see the status of the ideas. If it's in development, if it's in, scoping stage, if it has been made live. So you can actually visualize how the ideas looks like. And one beautiful thing which I didn't talk about, which is about the documentation. While you submit the ideas, you also submit a number of documentation, correct? So it becomes a one-stop shop for all the documents related to that process. And that's a beautiful thing. Generally, this information is either scattered or it's kept at a particular place where, nobody has access. But with Automation Hub, with the process, you will be able to document each and every information about that process. So that will give you a liberty to, go through the documentation. The teams who will validate the automations will actually go through these documents, and they can, give their set of ideas based on the documents. So from one idea, you can have a wildfire of multiple ideas. That's the beauty of Automation Hub. And like I mentioned, manage automation projects. So you will have a pane of glass where you will see that which idea is converting to a proper automation, which idea didn't work, which idea was a flop, everything you can see. But at least this will help a lot of people from the non-tech background, people who are not from the technology teams to come and, join and witness how automation happens. We're running short of time, so we'll be quick. Last is communication mining. So communication mining is a beautiful tool, and it helps to understand the pulse of a customer. Long story short, understand the pulse of a customer with whom you are interacting, with whom you are sending your emailers, your campaigns, your marketing, ideas, marketing post, everything. You can understand from the interactions by the user, their comments, their activities, their messages, their emails. You can churn the data of the customer and understand the sentiment out of it, understand the behavior of that customer, understand if they are liking my product or not. Or you can understand that if the narrative which I built for my product is being accepted or not. Because the way your user will interact, it will become very easy for you to understand. But what happens then, what happens when these answers are there, these emails are there, these chats are there, but you're not able to do anything out of it. I worked personally on building a chatbot, and while building the chatbot, an NLP enabled chatbot, I worked on a chatbot in the year 2019. It's live, and you can have a look. VAANI, Vani chatbot, and the chatbot actually enabled a lot of areas where we were able to gauge how the users are interacting with us, okay, if they're liking the product or not. And I remember those days when we used to go to the communications and emails from those customer to gauge how are they responding to the new product launch. Okay, and there was an ask from the customer that they want to gauge some bad messages, some hate messages, some trolling, so that they can make changes and help those customers really well, so that they can improve their CSAT. So I was given a sheet of Excel sheet with n number of keywords, and in those keywords were, bad service, poor service, pathetic service, horrible. So these were some keywords, okay, which we were given, and we used to do, checking that which particular customer requires more attention, why, or he or she is furious. So all such level of identification and churning used to happen manually. Now with NLP, okay, NLP understands that pathetic has a negative score, okay, brilliant has a positive score, horrible is highly negative. So NLP understands the meaning of each and every word. And while you use those words in a natural language, communication while mining will be able to understand how the sentence looks like. Is it a positive sentence? Is it a negative sentence? Is the customer happy? Is the customer delighted? Or is he super unhappy? That can very well be pulled out from the NLP models, which are integrated in the communication mining tool, correct? So you can improve your customer service, you can improve your marketing strategies, you can improve your sales tactics and techniques, so that you can, give the narrative well, give the, right set of messaging to your product. So this is an amazing tool with which you can classify and, and actually quantify the sentiment, the overall, CSAT of your particular customer community. All right, with that, I believe we are coming to the last slide, which is a comparison between traditional discovery and automated discovery. Now, folks, please understand, while we are discussing this comparison, we're trying to just understand the new way of discoveries, okay? In a lot of organization, the work is happening in traditional way, and it will take some time for them to, start using these tools. But since you are attempting UiABA and you are a BA of 2023, it's my responsibility to tell you about the new set of discovery, which you already understood with these 4 examples. But now we will do a comparison between these 2 way of discovery. First of all, we talked about, the biasness, lack of knowledge, fear of losing job, all such things which used to affect our PDDs. Now, with automated discovery, you will have credible automation pipeline. Okay. If the SME is working on that process in that manner only, it will get captured. Okay. If there are deviations, if there are areas where the SME is trying to, do something to, ruin that recording or ruin that business, capturing, that will also get, visible. So you will have credible way of, documenting things, and you will have more robust PDDs. Your PDDs won't break, because during PDD creation, we didn't use any interactions. It was recorded by the system. Okay. I'm not denying the fact that we don't require human interaction while annotating those PDDs or validating it with the SME. I'm not saying that we completely are taking away the role of a SME, or there will be no SME and BA interaction. I'm not saying that. I use these tools on a daily basis, and I know the role of an SME is really, really important. But I'm just saying that, earlier when we used to take 3 months for PDD creation and, completing our discovery process, now, in a matter of 2 weeks of recording and 3 weeks of analysis, we are done with the PDD creation. Okay. And it depends on you. It depends on the business, their, urge, their, promptness to get their automated discovery done. If you want to get the discovery done in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, that you can do. In ideal world, it doesn't happen. I have noticed that, maybe one day the SME will not be there. Maybe, one day the your developer, your SME is not there. So a number of things. So there is no availability issue here. Correct. The recording will get started, and you will just learn how the entire tool, is recording. Optimizing business processes. Optimizing is the keyword here. You will be able to understand, if A, B, C, D, E is the right way, or with A, B, D, E, you can work on this process. Or if you were working on A, B, D, C, E, and later you saw those, automated way in which the process got captured, and you found that A, B, C, D, E is the right way. We were doing it wrong. A, B, D, C, E was wrong. So optimize, standardize, simplify, streamline. That opportunity will come to you when you will, get to work on those PDD while you do the annotations, and you become close to the process without even getting the traditional way of business analysis done. Compliance is increased, if I already talked about, how compliance will get increased. But I hope that with task mining and process mining, you understood that, how the SME will be more vigilant, more careful to obey with the guidelines, norms, and the rules. Creating alignment across the team, providing an easy way to build documentation. I talked about documentation creation. First of all, PDD is being created, creating alignment across the teams. Your process owner, your process SME, your process leader can check the submitted idea. They can go through the documentation. They can have documentation in one place, so that they can visualize, they can tell, they can give their input, they can give their recommendations. So there will be more alignment between the teams. Improving employee experience, some bottlenecks, areas in the process where, SMEs are getting stuck, they are finding it very difficult, on what step, what should they do, all such things will get sorted if you are able to have everything in the form of a PDD in front of you, and in a very quick matter of time, you can analyze the situation as compared to the usual way of traditional business analysis. Tracking KPIs of individual often overlooked tasks. If I talk about the deliverables of task mining technology or task mining tools, the first deliverable which is presented as a part of executive readout is user statistics. What the user is doing each and every day. Is he opening, a particular sitcom on his or her browser? If the whatever is being done on his or her screen will be tracked. So you can where you will understand the statistics of a user. It can tell you how much time this application was used by this user. It can tell you which application was used the most. Second is the application usage. Third is about cost benefit analysis. Okay. The tool will also tell you whether this is a complex process, or if you are able to gauge this much value if you automate this process, how much manual hours will be saved if you automate this process. Whatever is the KPI, you can actually map. You can have a cost benefit analysis to understand what if I would have done this discovery in a traditional manner. It will tell you that, in the matter of 3 months, for example, you caught hold of your PDD. Whereas when you go via the automated route, you're getting the PDD in 3 weeks. You're getting the analysis in this much time. So cost benefit analysis. And I think last is about, PDD, that this is the fourth deliverable, which I generally notice coming out of these task mining tools, that a PDD comes to you. But with all such, deliverables, ultimately towards the end, you get a wonderful view how your people are working, which applications are being used, how is my process, where are the process complexities, where are the bottlenecks. That entire view can be very well come out from these tools in a very quick time. And that's the beauty, because time here is the keyword. In traditional business analysis, I have seen, and I have personally, felt a lot of delay because of lack of awareness, biases, and it used to delay and derail the project, to be honest. But with these automated discovery, the discovery part, if you are saying that 5 weeks, then it is 5 weeks. That's the beauty of these new set of automated discovery mechanisms. With that, I come to the end of my session. We can have the quiz, Dinah.
Sure. So if you want to let us share the screen,
Yes, please.
pull
Super.
that up. Okay, so this is fun. We're going to see how much you guys have been able to grasp that Anurag has presented over the last 2 sessions. So I put in chat the menti.com URL and the passcode if people can start logging in. And don't forget that the 3 top people will receive prizes. And I'm going to give you guys a minute. Here's a barcode reader if you'd like to use that, or a QR code.
You can scan the QR code and it will take you directly in the quiz room without a link or pass. So this is fast. If you use your mobile phones, it's easier.
And we have quite a few people on the call, so we're going to give you a minute or two to make sure everybody has a chance to log in.
We currently have 189 people in the session. Let's get maybe at least 130 in the quiz. Or more.
Yeah.
It looks good. It will be fun, and you'll get to win some UiPath swag with it. I will share a bit the code again for anyone who didn't get the chance to scan it. And let's see, you can let us know in chat if you're experiencing any problems, but I don't think. Okay, Shravani, you got the QR code, yeah. Let's see.
All right, we haven't started the questions yet. We're just waiting for enough players, so just give us a minute.
Yeah, We'll stop when it's like popcorn. When it stops popping, we'll stop as well and start the quiz. Okay, it's good.
That's great.
Great engagement, yes. It's also a very good manner for you to test a bit your knowledge from today. It's a fun and good method of doing that. So you'll learn a bit after this quiz as well. And we will have 3 winners today. Okay, let's put the QR code one more time.
Yeah, it's in the chat box too.
I can't view the passcode.
Yeah, there is no password. We'll let you in just a second. So I think we should get started, Chris.
Okay. So let me just, if someone is experiencing like they don't have the passcode to enter the quiz room, or what is the problem? Can you tell us? Because you have in chat, I think, the link and the pass.
Passcode is visible on the screen as well. If you see at the
Yes.
top, 85375303.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start, Diana.
Yeah, go ahead. So you need to answer quickly in order to get more points. What is the main advantage of using a cloud-based RPA platform? Is it lower operational cost, improved scalability, or better data security? Six seconds left. All right, 98 people got it right. Awesome. So
We'll move to
let's
the-
see who's leading. Looks like Kevin's leading. Great.
Yes, followed by 2 tigers, very closely.
Yes,
Okay, we go to the
Sure.
next, yeah?
yes. Next question. What is the purpose of an automation suite in RPA? To train RPA robots to perform tasks, to monitor and optimize RPA processes, or to deploy RPA robots to multiple systems simultaneously. Correct. To
So,
monitor.
this was a bit
Yeah.
harder.
That was harder. Anurag has hard questions.
Hmm. Okay, let's see the leaderboard.
Yes.
So the question are from the prerequisites which they are studying.
Yes.
It's correct and fair enough, Anurag. So yeah, you will also get questions from the Academy tasks.
Yes.
Monica has joined the lead. Great. Okay, we'll go to our next question. We have 4 questions today. This is question 3. Which of the following is not a benefit of using RPA in business operations? Increased efficiency and accuracy, reduced operational cost, or increased need for human labor?
This is easy. Too easy.
Yes. I think the
Okay.
crowd agrees. Yes. Good job.
Great.
Okay, our last, let's see who's running in the lead now.
Monica is really fighting for it.
Yes. Good. Good. All right, and our last question. This is a little bit faster. How would you best describe attended deployments? Attended RPA requires human intervention. Attended RPA can only be used for simple tasks, or attended RPA is faster than unattended RPA. Good job.
Very easy again.
Yeah.
Good, very good job and very great engagement. So we're very happy about that, and we hope you had a lot of fun with this quiz. And now, Diana.
Yes, so we want to see who the winners are.
Whoa, change
Maggie.
the status.
So
Bravo.
Maggie, Monica, and JK, can you please put your emails in the chat box to me? And I'll make sure I get those prizes out today.
Yes, put your email addresses in a DM, not in the public chat, towards Diana, so she can send you the swag vouchers. And congratulations to our winners. I will stop sharing so Anura can continue.
Yes, and we'll have one of these quizzes every week, so there's plenty of opportunity for more people to win.
And I think these three folks have gone through the academy training really well, the prerequisites. So that is very important because ultimately you have to do a project, correct? So these sessions are primarily to help you with the experience for people who are already a BA. But the academy modules, those are those fundamental modules basis which you can kickstart your journey. So please go through these modules really well so that you can perform well in the project.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for
Manjula, you
playing,
want to talk
guys.
about the project or
Yeah. So I have one project, Dina. Can I share my screen? We quickly want to
Yes.
share one project. Yeah. Okay, so guys, I won't take much time. I just quickly want to share one of the use cases, which is from banking industry. And let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we are able to see your screen.
Awesome. So my name is Mukesh Kala, and today I want to share one of the industry use cases for you, which you can actually refer and which would guide you to create similar automation, right? So this is the overall picture of the credit card application. This is a summary. I'll come back to this slide in a bit moment. But before that, I want to give you that what exactly is the problem statement, right? So we all have been banking, right? We have seen that there is a bank and it receives a lot of credit card applications. So the process starts, this is a manual process, as is flow, right? As Anurag was talking, this is the as is flow, how the process is happening today. So the process start, the customer are sending the credit card application. It are the scanned forms which the customer takes. It is all coming via an email to the bank. The bank receive those applications. Then there is a human person which is verifying whether their email is correct, whether there is an attachment, the attachment is correct, it is a PDF and everything. He downloads those application, extract all the information, and then there is a banking system where they have to put the details, like the name is Anurag, he's from this city, this is his total income, his bank account, and all those details, right? Then the bank also has a master data, which means that yes, Mukesh has a account in the same bank. Is this correct information or not? If the information is correct, the person goes put these details in another system, which is a credit card system. If everything is successful, he will send an acknowledgement back to the customer. In case there are some errors, let's say the email ID is incorrect, the salary which you have put is not correct, you have put wrong information, it generates an error, right? So this is a manual conversion process of generating a credit card applications, which is done manually. So that's why it is called the as is process, right? If I talk about the problem statement, that what exactly is the problem, right? So that was the process. Now, if I talk about the bank has 25 FTE. When I say FTE, this means full-time employee who are handling 30,000 requests per month. Now, these 30,000 requests, it may be possible, right, that out of the 30,000, only 10,000 are the valid requests, but still they have to process all the 30,000 requests. And out of this, they involve 2,000 to 4,000 in end to end. So this clearly states that out of the 30,000, only 4,000 applications are there, which are going from end to end, right? So a huge potential of automation. What is the solution? The solution is done with the help of UiPath RPA technology, right? Let me talk about the solution. So here is the solution. So now this is a 2B process, that how the robot is going to do that. So at the top, you see customer, the customer start, and he sends the credit card applications. And that is the part, all the applications are received in a mailbox. Now the robot, which you see the smiling face, that robot is an robot. When I say robot, I mean the software robot, RPA. It goes to the mailbox, it reads all the emails. Now we can teach the robot that you read only the emails which has a PDF as an attachment. The robot validates the email, validate the customer. If everything is good, it downloads the data and keep it in a folder. Now, once the data is generated, it is kept in a folder. Now there might be some emails, right, which are just a junk emails, where you have just received the, let's say, the email, but you don't have that attachment. You have the attachment, but it does not is the attachment what you require. You have a PDF, but that is blank. Robot validate everything. Any time the robot feel that yes, there is an exception, the robot says generate an exception, and it straight away rejects that email. However, if the attachment is valid, it will download and extract the information. Now, when I say extract the information, here we are using UiPath technologies like document understanding. As Anurag was talking about structured, unstructured, semi-structured, UiPath has a capability to read data from all kind of documents, structured, semi-structured, unstructured. We can use document understanding, form extractor, regex extractor. We extract the information. If the information is correct, we validate it with the banking system, plain RPA, validating one-to-one. Everything is correct. Key in the details, match the master data, generate the confirmation, and create the credit card and send the confirmation. But what happens if I generate some information, but the robot is not sure? Okay, so the robot says that, okay, I have got an person whose name is Mukesh, but in my system, I have someone whose name is Mukesh Kala. So the robot feels that I am 85% confident that these are the same person, but if somebody can validate and somebody can say me, yes, these are the correct person, I can go ahead, right? So what the robot is going to do, it will create a task for a human, which is called humans in the loop, which means that with the robot, the human is also working. So I am a bank professional. I'll get a notification in my email that, hey, your RPA robot is stuck in a point where he's not able to validate. He's 85% sure. So I'll go to my email, I'll click on a link, I'll go to that place and I'll see that, okay, this and this, as a human, I can validate, right? So I'll say that both are correct. I'll approve it. If I'm not sure, I'll reject it. And the robot says that, yes, it is incorrect, and it will deny. If everything is correct, I'll validate, correct the information, key in the detail. It will again go to the system and generate this, right? So this is the complete end-to-end process automated with the help of robotics process automation, UiPath technology. If I talk about technology, UiPath Studio, document understanding, we are using humans in the loop, which is also known as Action Center, Excel automation, email automation. All these technologies are working together to complete this credit card applications, right? If I talk about benefits, it decreases the human labors, right? These are all the benefits. The main one, whenever we talk about the banking, compliance and audit is important. So if I have processed 30,000 applications, I can easily have an audit trail that what happened to which email. And the quick one, which you should always focus here, is the scalability, which means that today I am getting 30,000 application. Tomorrow the bank start receiving 1 lakh applications. I don't have to hire new people. I just scale my existing robot to work for 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. Scalability is just a matter of click in RPA UiPath, right? And other benefits like flexibility, security enhancement, faster response, compliance, scalability, accuracy, all of that still is valid, right? Now, coming back to my first slide, which was this. This is a kind of summary of the complete use cases which I wanted to share with you, right? So I'll take 1 minute, and this also we are going to share with you, right? So this is how you can actually present the use case whenever you are presenting, so that in one shot, if anybody is reviewing, they can see that, yes, this is the problem statement as is to be, what are the benefits, what are the technology benefits, and what is the actual benefit you have got, right? So one slide there. So that's me. Any questions if you have, happy to answer.
So feel free to take yourself off mute if you have any questions.
Kai has a raised hand.
Yep.
A raised hand.
Okay,
Kai?
we're gonna be sharing this
Yeah, okay.
information as we go through.
Yeah, thanks so much.
So I
think
think
this
we
is
have a hand raised, Mukesh.
Yes.
okay. Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for this. This is a very fantastic use case. But this kind of use case is something that you can share with us, or if we have a project similar to this, is this something that can be brought on board to be done? Because I know some organizations that have something very similar in my country that
Yeah.
this will be very useful for.
Yes, so this is just example I gave for banking, right? You can just relate to it any of the other industry where you are getting the documents, extracting the information and validating, right? The core RPA solution is same, right? But you can put different use cases, right? So, and over the period of these sessions, right, every speaker is going to share you such live industry use cases which they have actually worked, right? So yes, so if you want any more information on this, happy to share that.
I think I'm really interested in this. Maybe if there's a way I can connect with you after this time.
So the last week,
Yeah.
this is what we're going to be focused on, but we want to share this with you as we go through the session so that you're kind of not blindsided. But we will be presenting the templates for you guys to start building these within the next couple of weeks.
That's
And then
Okay.
again, as always, you can always ask questions on the forum.
Diana will also brief about our fifth day program.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Once again, thanks everybody for just joining us. We all just in the background, we are putting a lot of effort to make this session as much as meaningful and useful for you to make it as a practical work for you to just take it forward. So what we have just done as a 5 weeks program. Week 5 is exclusively to build your confidence on showcasing how you have just learned and then showcase through the project as well. That's where the project becomes important. But in order to get into the project, so we have to finish every week modules which has been allocated. Diana, I'll just keep sharing the entire schedule week after week. The modules has to be completed. Please go ahead and then upload your certificates for every week's what you have just completed. That's a one prerequisite. And the second prerequisite is once you finish everything, you would be eligible to come and present your project. The template would be shared as Diana has just given it to you. You will get all of us in the forum as well as by mail. Also, you will get the templates, what needs to be followed. And every session, the trainers are going to talk about the projects. So you will also have a practical view of how you have to present. So that's the two things which we have just kept. So based on how we are just going to do your academic understanding, because that will help you to pass your certification if you are required to just move forward. And the second one, the project will just give you the practical exposure, how to envision a problem statement, how to create a proposed solution with your confidence of how you are delivering to your prospective clients. So that's the expectation of a project exercise which we have just created. So urge you to just do all the weeks courseware, complete the certification. So that allows us to just build you to the project confidence. So any questions, you are happy to just connect with any of us. We are all here as a team to support you. Any questions? Just happy to take it up as well right now. Thank you so much. Thanks, Diana.
Great. Thank you.